My husband spat in my face before his mother and sister, and they applauded. I departed without a word. Can you imagine the sick, burning shame when your own husband spits in your face and his entire family actually claps? That happened to me. And in that gut-wrenching moment, I knew I had to utterly destroy them to save myself. The saliva was still cold on my cheek when I heard it, 3 pairs of hands, clapping in perfect, chilling unison. My mother-in-law, Patricia, in her armchair, that smug, satisfied smile I'd grown to dread over 12 years. My sister-in-law, Janet, lounging on the couch like it was primetime entertainment. And then my husband, David. The man I'd married, loved, supported through everything, standing there, his face twisted in pure disgust, looking at me like I was something he'd scraped off his shoe. Finally, Patricia purred, her voice dripping with approval. Finally, someone put her in her place. The argument had started over something so stupid, I can barely remember what it was now. Dinner plans? Picking up their dry cleaning? These days, everything I did was wrong in their eyes. I was too slow, too fast, too loud, too quiet. They thought I breathed wrong. And then, David just walked over to me and spit. Directly in my face. No warning, no escalation, just pure, calculated humiliation. The wetness ran down my cheek, and I stood there, frozen. 12 years of marriage, all the small, insidious cruelties that had become our normal, nothing had prepared me for this. This wasn't anger. This was contempt so complete, I ceased to exist as a human being in his eyes. That's what happens when you don't know your place, Janet added, examining her perfectly manicured nails. Maybe now she'll learn to keep her mouth shut. My place? Oh, they had no idea what my place actually was. I didn't wipe my face. I didn't cry. I didn't scream or fight back, or do any of the things a normal person might do when their spouse publicly degrades them. Instead, I did something that surprised even me. I smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. It wasn't even angry. It was the smile of someone who had just realized the game was finally, brutally over. You're absolutely right, I said quietly, my voice steady despite everything. Everyone should know their place. David looked confused. This wasn't the reaction he'd expected. He'd grown accustomed to my tears, my apologies, my desperate attempts to smooth things over. For months, every confrontation ended with me backing down, taking the blame, promising to do better. But that woman, the one who apologized for existing, who made herself smaller and smaller to accommodate their growing cruelty, she had died the moment his saliva hit my face. I turned and walked toward the kitchen, feeling their eyes burning into my back. Behind me, I could hear them whispering, probably planning their next move in this twisted game they'd been playing with my life. What they didn't know is I'd already figured out the rules months ago. In the kitchen, I pulled out my phone. My hands weren't shaking. That genuinely surprised me. I thought I'd be falling apart right now. Instead, I felt calmer than I had in years. I scrolled through my contacts until I found the name, Michael, attorney. My brother. He answered on the full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.